Hello, everyone. This is Julie, and we're going to start our student interview series. And I have my amazing students, like seriously, so incredible, amazing. So we got Maddie and then Angel, and so I'll have you guys introduce yourselves. What's your name? Where are you from? And your passion project, and anything else you want to share. So, you want to start, Maddie?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm a senior in Southern California. And let me see, my passion project, I actually have three. So my first is a clothing drive meant to empower underprivileged children and like reinforce their sense of self-worth. That's going to be taking place like mainly in the summer, especially after the shelter-in-place order is lifted a little bit more. And then I also have a tutoring service called Big Impact Tutoring. And I run a team of currently 7 amazing student tutors who are providing free tutoring services for people that need it. And it's for middle school and high school students. And then I also run a podcast called Simply Empowered. And it's like, that one's my favorite personally. I loved empowering teens with about talking to them about mental health issues and real things that we don't normally discuss on a daily basis. And so just creating those discussions is something I really enjoy doing.
Awesome. We'll talk more about your passion project. Angel, do you want to give us an introduction?
Yeah, hi. So my name is Angel Jane. I'm 16 years old. I am a rising junior, and I'm actually also in SoCal.
Really?
And my passion, yeah. And my passion project is called I Matter, but the I is spelled E-Y-E. And this project is basically to help out people with visual impairments. So these days, a lot of people who have visual impairments find themselves socially isolated because of their condition of only able to see partially. So hopefully my passion project will help them feel empowered and help them feel more confident in their visual impairment. Yeah.
Awesome. Great. So let's go ahead and talk about kind of like the before, right? I think a lot of students, like before they start on their passion project, they are, can you guys hear me okay? Okay. I think they feel like, how do I even start? Where do I begin? And, you know, obviously we talk about you having to have a strong theme and then how that needs to lead into a good passion project. And so let's kind of like talk about the pain before you started. Well, not the physical pain, but like, you know, kind of like that overwhelm, right? So Maddie, like, how did you feel before you started on a passion project, and what were kind of like your struggles, or what were you worried about?
Oh man, I think my biggest concern was that I just didn't know how to get started. I was a junior at that time when I started, and I felt like I didn't have a direction or like any chance of getting into these like high top tier colleges because I didn't have anything super solid at that point. But once I joined, I felt very confident and reassured by the fact that I had someone there like working with me and also this accountability. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of students are like, how do I start one? And how do I know that like I'm actually doing it the right way? I think that is also kind of like another concern. Awesome. What about you, Angel? Angel, I know you got professor outreach positions, and you also have a creative passion project. So tell us about like the before, like how were you feeling about this entire process?
So first I'll talk about the professor outreach program. So before I sent out the emails, I was really scared, to be honest, because it's hard to imagine that like such a highly respected researcher would grant a high schooler like an assistant position. It's hard to believe, right? But I think that like your guidance is really helpful to me, and like how to draft all those emails, how to sound professional, how to really sell myself in like maybe like 500 words. I think that's super helpful, and I'm so lucky to be able to work with these amazing professors, and I was really happy that I was able to land. Actually, I think I landed 3 positions, but I'm still kind of trying to choose right now. So yeah.
Yeah, so Angel landed a position at Stanford and USC, and then she was like, Julie, which one should I like say no to? Like, what a great place to be in. Awesome. So yeah, with passion project, I mean, with professor outreach process, I think the struggle students have is like, will they even like let me in kind of a thing? Like, will I be able to even get a position? But we make it really easy for the students so that it is really like an easy process. You just have to follow the template and that's pretty much it, I think. Right? Yeah, then it's a little bit laggy. Let's see how I can fix that. Yeah, let me try to move my computer a little bit. Okay, we'll just have to go with this. Yeah. So, Maddie, talk about your passion project.
Oh my. Okay. I'm going to talk about the podcast because I think that's one of my favorites, as I said before. So I have a podcast called Simply Empowered, and it's on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, RSS, and a few more. I am still working on getting confirmation for those sites, but I've interviewed so many people so far and asked them about their stories and found a way to relate it to teen empowerment and how to talk about mental health, body image issues, racism. I've actually, I've interviewed someone in my 4th episode that worked with Grammy-nominated platinum producers, and it's really awesome. She talks about expression, and I'm really proud of that episode specifically. Besides that, I run a tutoring service called Big Impact Tutoring. I also love this one. I work with 7 student tutors, as I said before, that work on a variety of subjects such as math, science, writing. We also do essay critique. And so we run monthly conference meetings, and we also offer completely free tutoring services for middle school and high school students. And then finally, I have the clothing drive, which will be more towards the late summer, and we're going to be providing clothes to underprivileged children.
Did you decide to work on these online platforms because of COVID-19? Or you like, I need to do something online, or was it always planned?
So for the tutoring service, I was actually planning on having it based in school, since by the time I came up with it, school is still in session. But because of COVID-19 and the school closures, I realized that a lot of people had a difficult time transitioning between real life learning in school to online distance learning. I actually had a few friends that really struggled with that. So I started to help them, and I was like, hey, I could probably turn this into an organization where I could actually make other people connect with people in their community to help make a better difference in the educational spheres.
Yeah, and I love how it's like a story you're telling already. And this is literally like a practice for you when you're writing those essays very soon, because no one wants to hear about like, oh, I just started a passion project because, like, what's because, you know? Like, there needs to be a reason why, and the fact that you have that is really great. Like, everyone's like, wow, that's so
Thank you.
Like, is this stressful that you have to manage 3? Because I know, okay, another thing is that you have a team, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, okay. So first thing, managing 3 is a bit much, but I'm used to time management, and I lead a few other things inside school. So it's something I'm pretty used to, and time management, how to make sure everything runs efficiently. When it comes to running a team, I think communication is really the best idea. We do run monthly staff meetings, and we try to work to make it better for everyone, both the people that are working for us and for the students that are communicating with us through these tutoring services. And so because of that, I think that learning how to run a team, especially of students, has helped me better my communication skills and make me more confident in leading a group.
Awesome. Yeah, having a team is great. I have other students who are also running passion projects, and now they literally have like a team, and it's like legitimately like an organization or a business, and so that's really great to see. What about you, Angel? Let's talk about your unique passion project. I know you're just working on it right now, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm transitioning to the passion project phase of my experience, of my journey here. So I think what I'm going to start doing is, my vision for this passion project is to have like a website with a bunch of tabs that record like the projects that I do to help visually impaired people. So throughout the year, hopefully I'll have many different projects that I can add to it. So right now I'm just focusing on one project. So I'm reaching out to a bunch of people, And in that project, I'm basically starting a podcast in which every week or so, I'm going to invite a guest to my podcast, someone who's suffering with a visual impairment. And I just want to interview them and ask them about their experiences, if they have any tips for anyone else. And hopefully through this podcast, I hope to create a community, a strong community of people who can relate to each other, who don't feel like they're alone in this journey. So I'm still reaching out to people, and hopefully I can get that podcast started up soon.
Isn't that amazing? Like, if I think if someone were to just like listen to your passion project idea, maybe they would think, oh wow, like it just sounds really unique. So like, how did you come up with this unique idea? But I don't think that it's a unique idea. I think that it's an idea that stems from your theme and what you are truly passionate about. And in return, that makes your passion project really unique. Does that make sense? So I think a lot of students make the mistake of like I get so many questions every day, like on my DM and Facebook, like, can you give me a unique passion product idea? I'm like, I don't know what a good idea would be for you because I don't know you, right? But you guys all sort of started out with a strong theme and then connected that to your passion project. And that's why you guys sound so confident, because it is very connected to who you are, right? Awesome. I had a student. A student asking this question. How did you guys start your passion projects?
I can start if that's okay. I started my passion project really because I started when I started working with Julie Kim's program with the Ivy League formula. I felt really motivated to work alongside my peers. And because of that, I just took the first step. I created a website. I found something I called the About Me page. Well, I created the About Me page and I wanted to tell my story. And then through that, I started to come up with different ideas on how to make this service better for people. And so it's really the main idea is you just got to get started. You can't just keep on freaking out about it and procrastinating. You really just have to dive into it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the factors of success, which is like you just have to do it and test it out and see. And you can always make adjustments to your passion project. So it's not like you have to have an idea and that's like something that you use forever and ever. The clothing, I think the first project idea you brought, Maddie, was about the clothing drive.
Yes.
And you like totally shifted to like another sector and industry. So that shift is really possible. And I mean, she's doing all three, but like, is a good thing. Change is always like, I mean, not always, but it is a good thing. You need to adjust. Great. For you, Angel, I think you kind of worked backwards. So Maddie actually started with a creative passion project, and now she's working on the professor outreach system. For you, you're working on your professor outreach system, and then you're working on your passion project. So I guess what were some of the things that you did really well to land a position? Like, how did that start for you?
Okay. So, I mean, I think just as Maddie said, just seeing all of my peers during our like calls, getting started on their professor outreach emails, I was just kind of inspired to do mine too. And also, I've always just wanted to learn more about my academic interest, which is ophthalmology, because it's like a topic that's kind of personal to me. So I've always kind of wanted to learn more. I've always just self-studied and looked up things online. So I was very excited to be able to work with a professor. And I think what I just did is, honestly, even though I was nervous that a lot of people were probably not gonna accept me as an assistant researcher, I just like went for it, and I just put that fear aside, because I mean, I'm going to hear a lot of went for it and sent the emails out and just hoped that something would come back. And I got so many replies. It was crazy. Like I was bombarded with replies. And I think this entire like process really helped me with like time management, organization, like scheduling like Zoom meetings and everything. I think it was a great experience that I just kind of just went for. You just have to kind of go for it.
You're bombarded with too many emails. Great. So a lot of students are asking, like, how did you guys scale your passion project and things like that? But I think to answer that question, scaling is easy. I think it's just getting started on it and having the right idea is kind of like a big chunk of your energy. And like brainstorming your passion project, that requires a lot more creative energy. And like, I'm pretty sure once Maddie had her passion project, like getting a team or having more services and offerings wasn't as like energy consuming as when you first started like coming up with the whole logo and mission statement, website, and all that kind of stuff. So scaling is, I guess, and I don't want to say it's super easy, but it's definitely easier than when you're just like first starting out. So all right, so I think we went over everything. I'm gonna put Maddie and Angel, if you have a passion project website later on, you can share that with us. But Maddie, share all of your website links to me, and then I'll go ahead and post it here. And if anyone is interested in what Maddie did and what Angel did, you guys can go ahead and check out the websites. So we'll go ahead and do that. And to close off the interview, what would you guys say to students who are, thinking about working with our passion project system and working with me and thinking like, is it gonna be okay? Like, is this a good program? Like, what would you share with them?
I think for me, the main thing you need to keep in mind is you got to do it. Like, it's something that I've learned is pretty awesome when it comes to developing your theme, making you more confident in emailing professors, which is actually something that you'll have to get used to if you're going to college. When it comes to actually doing it, the main thing is you got to put in the work. You have to be determined and you have to want this. And that's really how you get your results, is you have to be determined enough to follow through. And then once you do that, especially since you're so passionate about, well, it's called a passion project. You're so passionate about what you do, it makes you want to just go take it and run with it and go and do amazing things for your community,
Awesome.
So what I was going to say is I've kind of been saying this the entire interview, but I think you should just honestly just go for it and like just start, because I kind of regret and I wish that I would have started earlier so that I could have more time to work and continue my passion project throughout my high school journey. But I'm just grateful that at least I'm starting now and I still will have like 2 years to do my passion project. So I think just start as early as you can. Start thinking about it as early as you can and just go for it. Just be brave and do it. It does seem really intimidating at first, like all these things that you have to do. But if you just promise yourself that you're going to do a little every single day, soon you'll just achieve it. So I think just go for it.
You guys are so motivating. We're all motivational speakers here. Okay, sounds really good. Thank you, Maddie and Angel, for sharing your passion project and experiences with our students here. Have a great weekend and send me all the things you want me to share with the students and I'll post it, okay?
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Maddie, Angel, bye. Bye, everyone.